on the silver chart, in the last update, we talked about the wave 2 or wave 4 could have bottomed here. There was a micro support area that broke, though. The rally was increasing or incredibly choppy, so I already warned we might break support. Yeah, at least it didn't give us much confidence. So the first swing low broke, or is now broken. Price is now around 30.58. So we are still holding above this swing low from the 18th of September, and there are 2 wave counts I see at the moment, as long as we're holding above that one, but I will add Fibonacci support as well. Seems more to, seems more like the yellow count at the moment, that this is a wave 2. So what we're dealing with in the current, or in that yellow count, is we have a 5 wave move up into this 18th of September high as well. And then this is another micro 5 wave move up. So we're dealing with a 1-2, 1-2 setup, but the wave 2 didn't finish here. It is still unfolding. At least this is a reasonable interpretation. Looking at it now, though, I think this wave 2 is already a bit deep. Yeah, so if we're tracking a 1-2, 1-2 setup, this wave 2, it just doesn't have the right look. Even though it's a 3-wave pullback, I would want it needs to turn around now, okay? I mean, the red line is the invalidation point for this 1-2, 1-2 setup with support, or with invalidation at 29.70. It needs to hold that. That's one scenario in which we are now working on an ABC structure. So ABC in wave 2. This is probably too deep for a wave 4, so I would actually change the white count. This doesn't have really the right look. We might see this as an additional larger 1-2 setup. I mean, that's possible, but that would make this all an ABC structure actually, because if I could technically say that this is a 1-2, 1-2 setup, but this wave 1, so that would allow for the price to go still a little bit lower. But this wave 1 is too long, which makes it more likely that we are dealing with a diagonal pattern. I could, in an alternative scenario. So that actually makes sense. So let's say we've got the yellow count as an impulsive count. I have said before that 3-1-2 setups are kind of questionable. So I would also, as an alternative, want to explore the idea that we're dealing with a diagonal, because this swing low in August was a B wave. And overall, I mean, I'm still bullish on silver. I have been for the last couple of years or so. And a microstructure shifts, but it doesn't change the bigger picture. Still though, if this is a B wave low that formed in August, then the move up can be a diagonal pattern. And it would mean, okay, we have a 1-2 setup here, absolutely. But then this would be an AB. We can consider that as an alternative. So that means this is an A wave, this is a B wave, this is a C wave. In practice, not much different than another 1-2, but it will have implications sort of down the line, right? Just a different kind of structure that applies then in the white count. And if anybody's wondering why is a third wave an ABC, it just simply is because it's a diagonal pattern. Yeah, so 1-2, that's the same, and then ABC. So the only thing is, this really looks more like a 5-wave pattern. Okay, so if it's a diagonal, actually the wave 1 should also be a 3-wave move. Now, I'm sure I can find a way to count this as a diagonal, yeah, as an ABC, sorry. So we could easily say, okay, this might have been an AB, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. This is possible. That's to a degree interpretation. You wouldn't do that in the beginning necessarily, but if new price data comes in that suggests that this white count, I mean, I like the idea of the white scenario here. Okay, just because this has already come down so low. Either way, we can simply combine these two scenarios and offer a support area that would work for both. That means I would have to consider a less bullish outlook if price breaks below this support line, a support area. So below the 78.6 retracement of the rally between the 6th of September and 26th of September. So $28.72, that's key support. And as long as it's holding that, we can watch for higher, okay? But the lower we go, the more probable it's the white count, which is a diagonal pattern. But below 28.72, I might need to consider. Still though, B waves can be deep even. Okay, this is not an invalidation point. The next invalidation point would then be but it's where probabilities tell us it should turn around, right? If this is the correct count. The invalidation point then is the 6th of September low, where it's $27.70. So that should give you a good overview here of the relevant levels. And I mean, at the moment, if this is a C wave to the downside, whether that's wave C in white wave B or a wave C in the yellow count, I think one more low seems still on the table here. Yeah, this seems like an internal 4 maybe on the silver chart. So we could say this is like a micro 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe as triangle, 5. That gives us, and that's the most important thing here, a resistance area. So obviously we need to know, okay, when is it possibly turning around? And that would be with a break above resistance. I just need to check where the wave 2 high was, because this is a bit messy here. If we say, okay, 1, 2, okay. So what I'll do, I'll measure the 50% retracement of the third wave to the downside. Yeah. So 31.20, which means as we go, or if we go above 31.20, there's an indication we might have bottomed already. So that should give you a good idea of silver. So that's the update about silver. Hope you enjoyed the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks, feel free to check out the Stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.